What's up, A to Z Sports live on a Thursday. Gonna have a good show today. Lots of topics and things to discuss. Survivor premiered last night, and so Sam has the morning off, who did survive the first episode of Survivor 47. And if you did
Spoilers,
not watch
Austin.
it,
Come on.
spoiler. But no, that's the one thing to know. But maybe some thoughts from Easton and I about last night's Survivor premiere as Sam, the Survivor boy, has the morning off for now. We'll see. I don't know how late his night ended up going, but have not talked to him.
He's still over there. He's having a good time. He didn't know it's morning yet.
Yes, maybe. But gonna have a good show today because we're talking about the quarterback that the Titans might be playing against, because Jordan Love is going to try to throw a wrench in the Malik Willis versus the Titans revenge game storyline that we've all been talking about for like the last, 13, 14 days, whatever day it was that Jordan Love instantly, when Jordan Love gets hurt in Brazil, everybody's like, oh, Malik Willis, week 3. Is it going to happen? We'll find out. But we'll talk about a lot of different things. We'll hear from Jordan Love, hear from Malik Willis, hear from Brian Callahan, and we'll hear from Will Levis about his situation the last couple of weeks. Easton going to have a good show here, and it is your Magic Bucket debut. So not only did Sam make his Survivor debut last night, you have the Magic Bucket debut.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Sam. That's
the anxiety
awesome.
starts to set in. I'm sure it is not as anxious as Sam was watching himself out there. So we're going to get to a lot of this Survivor comments off the top. And I don't know what we're going to be doing each Thursday after these episodes, but after the first one with Sam, hopefully still sleeping, we'll have some fun based on last night's episode. So Easton, welcome in. Let's get this thing off and rolling.
Hello. Good morning, folks. We've got such a good show for you today. Really excited about this one. A lot to talk about with this Titans and Packers matchup. We want as many people in here live as possible. So help us out. Make sure you are hitting like and retweet and subscribe and all of the buttons at your disposal right now, whether you're watching with us on YouTube or on Facebook. We want to hear from you guys this morning. So join us in the chat. We've already got a lot of you here this morning. A couple super chats already. We appreciate you guys being here, and copy that link. Send it to a buddy who's a Titans fan. Say, hey, get in here. We've got to talk about this matchup coming up this weekend because we've got a ton to discuss.
Absolutely. So make sure you jump in here and like the show, and we will get it rolling officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports, powered as always by the BetMGM app. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Easton Freeze, our Titans reporter for A to Z Sports.com, and we are Nashville's on-demand sports network, going live weekday mornings at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Also hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. Got to thank our sponsors because they make it happen for us and they help out all of you, like Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process in Lebanon, WilsonCountyHyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Get better with your health coverage and do that by lowering your rates and getting better coverage. Use our link, fbhp.com/ATOZ. And TDOT, be part of the solution to end littering and make sure nobody trashes Tennessee. NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. Jack says, Sam is really on Survivor? Yes. Sam is really on Survivor.
It was an elaborate months-long bit. We got you guys. He's not on there.
No, because if you missed it, yes, you can go see Sam on Survivor last night. It did debut. Episode 1 was last night. Jeff says, good to see Sam survive the first tribal council. Some other comments I'm going to get to here. Noah comes in with a Survivor super chat, says, let's be real. Sam had a near zero chance of being voted out that early. I'm just surprised Andy made it. Well, it's a super chat, so we have to read it. But
sure.
If you guys want to, you should follow along each week with this because it's going to be a fun. I have a gut feeling, just knowing Sam, that and watching last night, Sam's going to be fantastic television. So that's just what I feel about that. And then Amar says Sam is going to win Survivor. Sean says, after watching Survivor, I'm determined I don't understand Survivor. Look, you and Buck Rising or we're in the same boat as Buck's first exposure to Survivor was last night. And then I saw somebody say, I didn't realize that Sam was that tall. Yep. Sam, I believe, looks like the tallest castaway of the 18.
Right.
out there. And so it was fun. And shout out to the Electric Jane, because we had an exclusive party last night with A to Z Sports and Sam and Survivor at the Electric Jane in the Gulch. Great venue, awesome time. I think well over 100 people in the house. Sam's friends and family, local A to Z employees, Titans media, maybe a Titans player that you guys don't realize is a Survivor super fan.
Yeah.
But Easton, what was your thoughts on last night overall?
It was fantastic. It was a ton of fun. Yes, I have never watched Survivor. Not really reality TV, reality competition TV, as Sam would specify for Survivor. Not really my thing. But I enjoy it's a kind of like a sporting event when you have a rooting interest. It made it a lot more appealing to me when I could actively root for the person that I know on the show. And yeah, I know some folks, not to spoil the entire episode, because if you have not caught it, you should go watch it on Paramount Plus today. But some useful idiots on this show, which makes for interesting television, and some people that you expect to be voted out because of their incompetency, of course, are kept around because of their incompetency. And that's just the way that it goes. Sam is, listen, I saw a number of folks saying that they bet Sam won Survivor. If Sam ends up being the eventual winner, which I'm skeptical of just based on the odds, he has to beat a lot of people. But if he does, we may not see Sam from home a lot longer around here. I mean, if he's a new millionaire, it might be the Sam Farewell show here in a couple weeks
to uphold. So
listen, when you have enough money, you can break a contract, baby. You can get out of that. So I don't know what to tell you about that. But I am rooting for him to go as far as he possibly can. And I'm sure if he does go out, it will be in a blaze of glory. So I'm going to be watching the whole way.
Absolutely. And Carrie says, I got hype when Sam hit us with the I'm a wolf in wolf's clothing line.
Hey, he's a big glue guy. Glue guy Sam.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be fun. Wednesday nights moving forward at 7 p.m. Central. Mitch says, Austin, are you placing a bet on Sam? No, because one, I have no idea how to bet on Survivor.
Oh, no, I saw this though. This because I know that they is betting odds on Survivor.
Yes, there are Survivor fantasy leagues. Like I know the Titans organization inside the building has fantasy and a long-standing, long-going Survivor fantasy league, including Jim Wyatt, Jared Puffer, players, and more too. So. But
I was looking pre-show to see if there was a betting market on it. There was not. And then by the first commercial break, I look it up again, and there are live betting odds. Sam was pretty middle of the pack. I think that Vegas was not sure what to think of him. I'd be curious to look this morning where he is after that tribal council.
Yes, but I thought Sam came off great. I think he's going to be great TV. I have no idea.
He looked like he knew what he was doing out there. Like he knew what he was doing.
He's going to be so much fun to watch. That. So, all right. And Trevor says, serious question. What's the prize for a winner?
$1
million is, I don't know what the situation is for second, third, whatever. But $1 million is what, the winner gets.
It's a handsome prize if you get high enough, but it's not $1 million.
Yes. Danny asks, is it always 2 hours? Last night was the first time he watched. Nope. It will be 90 minutes, now. Moving forward, but a 2-hour premiere. And Nick Ewing, does NPF run the Titan Survivor Fantasy League? No, he does not. I don't know if he's in it or not, but I don't think I know he doesn't run it. But all right, Easton, we'll get more Survivor comments, I'm sure, throughout the show. But Jordan Love is throwing a wrench in the storyline that we all thought was going to be Malik Willis in Nissan Stadium.
He sure is.
Against the Titans. Here was Jordan Love yesterday at his locker in Green Bay, talking about what he has to do to be able to play. He's going to be wearing a brace. He's been practicing in a brace, doing some things on the practice field. He was limited officially in practice yesterday, but here's Jordan Love talking to reporters about what it would take for him to get back in play, and then in particular this week.
To be able to do all those things. And, at the end of the day, like you said, you just got to be able to protect yourself. It's going to be different, you know what I mean? But like I said before, that's a huge part of my game. And, it's one of those things that it's kind of just the back of your head. You just kind of react when you're out there too. So there's not a lot of thought that once I get it back on the field that I'll just be, thinking to protect myself. I'll just be reacting and playing it out. So, yeah.
Do you feel like you were playing hard Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm gonna take the week and just take it day by day and see how it feels. But I'm not gonna make any decision on that now. You know, I'm hopeful that I'll get to that point where I can get in there. But we're just gonna take it day by day and see.
All right, I'm hopeful. And this was Adam Schefter like minutes before we went live. Long tweet, good Lord. Despite what was projected to be a 3 to 4 week absence due to his knee injury, there's a chance that Packers QB Jordan Love can make it back in time to start Sunday at the Titans. Quote, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays this week, said one source. It's definitely day by day, like he said, and 50-50 at best right now, end quote. But the larger point might be that even if Love cannot make it back by Sunday, he'll have a realistic chance to return next week at home versus the Vikings, which would mark a 2-game absence. So, Easton, we learned a lot about MCLs over the last 2 weeks because of the D-Hop situation and the Jordan Love. I don't know how you would feel, but what do you think about I'm hopeful to get out there and play versus the Adam Schefter report? Rob Demovsky from the Packers also said that he didn't think that Love was super far off of potentially trying to let it go against the Colts too. So what's your thoughts on the situation coming out of Green Bay?
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke here. And like you said, we learned a lot about MCLs. I came into the week highly skeptical that he was going to be available. But listen, like we learned with the Bone and Joint Institute last week, if this is a, high-end grade 1, low-end grade 2 sprain, then it's not I mean, people sprain their MCLs and come back the next week, depending on the severity. So
yeah, 5 to 7 days was the grade 1, right?
Right. So we don't know the grade of his injury. And if we were the doctors in the room, we would have a better idea of what that return timeline looks like. But, like you said, Demovsky saying that it sounded like he was very close to playing against the Colts. Whether that's true or not, it seems like a lot of media gamesmanship. And I'm seeing some folks in the comments agree with that idea that it's, it's a little bit of using, what would it look like? Pawns to these teams. We can just shape the narrative for them and keep the other team guessing.
Hey, bring it on. I'm
sure. Give us
right?
the info. Feed us the info. We'll put it out there. I am still skeptical that this is something that he's going to be able to return from in time, just based on honestly the way that it looked when it happened. And that's not very scientific at all. But I can't get that image out of my mind of him going down in writhing in pain, gets up, walks off real gingerly. So.
Did you see this? There was one guy, I think I sent it to you guys, the super zoomed in video of that injury where it makes everybody kind of squirm. And I was like, I can't believe that it's not way worse.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, man. If he does play, and this is going to be our larger discussion today.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 100%. It may not be close to 100%. And it was either week 3 or 4 last year where the Titans were in a very similar situation with the Bengals coming to town, Brian Callahan's team coming to town.
Yeah.
You had a very hobbled Joe Burrow at home in Nissan Stadium. It went very well for the Titans. It went very poorly for Joe Burrow. So we may be able to draw some comparisons there because if he's in there, this is not going to be the dynamic athlete Jordan Love that we're used to seeing.
By the way, just a side note, after that Bengals-Titans game from a year ago was when Sam recorded his Survivor application video in Nissan Stadium on the field after that game.
Time is a flat circle, Austin.
I know, right? So, Easton, let's go ahead and ask the question because I think we're at the spot of the conversation that I think we need to go ahead and do this. So, which Packers quarterback would you rather see versus the Titans? A hurt Jordan Love or a healthy Malik Willis? And I think there's even more layers than just that, right? Because I saw somebody threw a percentage out there for Jordan Love too. But which Packers QB would you rather see versus the Titans? A hurt Jordan Love or a healthy Malik Willis? We'll get to all of your answers. But first, I'm here to tell you guys about T-Dot, our brand new partner as of this month here on the show. Be part of the solution to end littering and make sure nobody trashes Tennessee this football season. Did you know there's over 88 million pieces of litter on Tennessee's roadways right now? It's a huge problem, and TDOT spends over $23 million every year to clean up that litter, and they can't do it alone. It keeps accumulating. But you can help out by making simple changes. Either stop littering yourself, which I think we should all do. It's 2024, people. Like, let's just not litter. You can also pick up litter when you see it on the side of the street when you're walking by, and also join local cleanups like A to Z Sports is going to be doing this fall. Every action counts, and Tennessee needs all of us to step up. Be part of the solution today to help keep Tennessee beautiful. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com to get involved and see how you can make a difference at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
Folks, we're also powered by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas and an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. It's football season. It means you got to sign up over at BetMGM using our bonus code A to Z Sports. You can receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets, Austin, if your first bet doesn't win. That's a lot of money. And so whether you're cheering on the Titans at the stadium or in your favorite Music City sports bar, you're going to be able to access your betting slip anywhere you go because it's right there in the palm of your hand on the BetMGM app. Nothing better than a Titans win. Maybe except getting a win on BetMGM, hitting big on a bet on a Sunday. That's a great way to turn a good day into a great day. Enjoy the best parlay selection odds, boosted odds specials, daily promotions, so much more. Sign up in the BetMGM app today using our code A to Z Sports. Bet on the Titans, bet on college football this weekend, bet on, I don't know, Survivor. Let's see. I don't know if they offer these betting. Last night I checked, Sam was 42-1. If you're going to be jealous that Sam wins $1 million, if you just bet enough money on him to win the $1 million, you yourself can become a millionaire, is the way that works. So go crazy if you're a big Survivors fan. Whatever it is, go over and do it at betmgm.com.
All right, so let's dive back into this. Easton, I got a quick super chat from our guy, King VC. He says, lock in, like the show. Just join. Wait, what's the conversation? Well, perfect timing. Because we just asked the question to everybody. Which Packers QB would you rather see the Titans play, a hurt Jordan Love or a healthy Malik Willis? I'm going to put it up on a poll on YouTube, Easton, but I'll have you run through some answers on Facebook and on YouTube. Hurt Jordan Love or a healthy Malik? What's the chat saying here?
Mostly Malik here. Burning Devil and Mario and Steve and Nick are all on the I want to see Malik train. A couple of folks like Andrew and Carpet King and Flooring want to see Jordan Love. Some folks are wondering what kind of question this even is. They think this is a ridiculous question, frankly. Twan saying, what type of question is this? Obviously, it's Love. In this condition, MB says it doesn't matter, which is an interesting angle here. Steven says, give me healthy Malik Willis all day long. Zenzi says, give me hurt Jordan Love. So folks are relatively split. It certainly is more Malik heavy in the comments here, but it's not unanimous like I thought it might be. You know,
you thought it was going to be very slanted towards healthy Malik.
I thought Titans fans were so out on Malik they would say give me Malik every day of the week, twice on Sundays, is honestly what I thought would happen.
If this were like 2 weeks ago, then yes. But I've seen a lot of Titans fans that were like, did the Titans trade the wrong guy? Did they let the law? I mean, I don't know, which I think is ridiculous. But I have seen it.
Well, here's the thing: if people's minds were changed by the game that he played against the Colts last week, it's relatively telling when a quarterback has a game and then I go to NFL Pro and I'm just trying to see their numbers, see their metrics, and I have to toggle off the qualified quarterbacks tab in order to see your numbers. That means you didn't do a whole lot in the game, is what that means, guys. I think he had 15 attempts, like
14.
8 completions,
12 and 14,
14, and single digit completions. That's not to say that in his defense, he didn't need, if you watch that game, he did not need to throw the ball any more than he did. They were running extremely effectively. And we're going to talk about that running offense the Packers have a little bit later in the show today. But it wasn't for lack of trying in terms of getting him involved. If he is the guy this week against Tennessee, I think that you'll see him be more involved naturally because he's got another week under his belt. He's probably becoming more familiar with the playbook, all of these things. But to answer our question at hand here,
real quick, because
sure.
Before you do that, because Curtis says that the whole, did the Titans trade the wrong quarterback? It says easy argument when the guy the Titans kept does dumb stuff consistently. And then I saw Ken saying,
not though.
But did he flick the ball to the defender? Right. These are the easy low hanging fruit jokes that you can make at Will Levis's expense because Will Levis has allowed you to do that because he's made the same dumb thing mistake happened 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, the jokes are fair, but if you mean it seriously, I don't really know what to tell you.
Good point. Jokes are fair. Serious, no.
Let's relax a little bit on that. Yeah, again, Malik Willis, 4 career starts. He's averaged less than 16 attempts per game. I saw somebody yesterday was like, they responded to me. They said, let's not pretend that Malik isn't a volume passer. Okay, he just doesn't know the Packers offense yet. Brother, he's never in his life been a volume passer. That's not a thing that he does. So to answer the question, would I rather see a healthy Malik Willis or a hurt Jordan Love? It's funny because I saw this question first posed jokingly back, before the Titans even played their first game, because we saw Jordan Love go down the first Friday of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, well, what percentage Jordan Love is better than a 100% Malik Willis? And it's funny that the Packers are now actively considering what percentage Jordan Love is better than a healthy Malik Willis. I think
most NFL teams would do that with their starter, though.
They do, but it's ironic that this has become the genuine question, because I thought it was a joke at first. My answer is the Titans should absolutely rather see a healthy Malik Willis for a couple of reasons. First of all, and to be clear, I don't think if Jordan Love is in this game, I expect the Vegas line will probably shift dramatically. Oh my gosh, it's Jordan Love back. This changes the math entirely. I don't think it should. Because, again, I have no faith in Jordan Love being any better than 70% healthy. I think his mobility will be really sapped. And so I think either way, it's a advantageous situation for the Titans, because you're either going to get a statue, kind of shell of himself quarterback back there, or a guy in Malik Willis, who I think you should prefer, because Titans are super familiar with this guy. They know exactly what his strengths and weaknesses are. They know exactly how to get him off his spot, make him panic back there, make him make dumb decisions. And just by having Malik Willis in the game, again, he's not a volume passer. His presence in the game makes your opposing offense one-dimensional. It does. And we saw that against the Colts. They were one-dimensional primarily because it was working for them. But even if it wasn't working, do you really think Malik Willis was going to throw that ball around the yard? I think they felt like they had to be one-dimensional, because you are limited when Malik Willis is your quarterback. That's just the reality of his NFL career at this point. So my answer is you should want to see Malik. And most importantly, Austin, not to talk too long here, I know that the Packers are weighing a lot of important things right here, but what they can't lose sight of is the fact that the narrative is the most important thing here. We, the media, need Malik Willis to play in this game, so they need to keep that in mind for us to get clicks. That's the most important thing in play.
Yeah, right. Adam Schefter, if anybody missed it, Adam Schefter, this was 30 minutes ago. Despite what was projected to be a 3 to 4 week absence due to his knee injury, there's a chance Packers QB Jordan Love can make it back in time to start Sunday at the Titans. Quote, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays this week, said one source. It's definitely day by day, like Love said, and he's 50-50 at best right now. So, but I also think the larger point for the Packers, to be honest, is the Packers are not in a must win in week 3 or they're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
It's you want Jordan Love to be healthy and able to have a playoff push because the Packers should believe that they are NFC contenders.
Yep.
And so if you are the Green Bay Packers, do you sacrifice a non-conference game in week 3 on the road to get Jordan Love back for week 4 at home versus a division opponent in the Minnesota Vikings? Hell, do you even put Jordan Love on another plane ride? Because that's 2 plane trips because swelling happens. And at least the first plane trip was in Brazil, was from Brazil. I didn't even think
about that. That's a nightmare.
Which, you know what? But actually, because again, I listened to the entire 10 plus minute availability for Jordan Love to get the last 15 seconds of what we needed for what we played earlier. On the way home from Brazil, they had the nice big fancy plans where you could lay down. And so if you're going to have a knee injury and then get on a plane, you want that plane, not like Southwest Airlines where you're just screwed. So I think that's, do you put him on a plane to fly Green Bay if you want him to play at home against Minnesota? So I'm with you. I think, and the poll on YouTube is healthy Malik Willis, 73%.
Okay.
27% is Jordan Love. Now, what percentage Jordan Love is better than Malik for the Packers? And then what percentage Jordan Love can the Titans pin their ears back and just go attack
Mm-hmm.
and it be a detriment to Green Bay
Mm-hmm.
because running quarterbacks are wild cards. Like you could have great coverage and all of a sudden Malik Willis on 3rd and 7 escapes and picks up 9 yards and you're like, dang it, what happened? Like Caleb Williams changed the game with a 3rd and 10 scramble to convert a first down that got them the only points the Bears offense earned a couple Sundays ago.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers, even at 40, made a couple plays with his legs, not by running, but just by buying extra time in the pocket to be able to do that. So running quarterbacks are wild cards. So if you have a quarterback like Jordan Love, who said in that 10 plus minutes of availability that I listened to every damn second of, he's going to be wearing a brace. The brace affects his mobility. He's not going to be able to use his legs like he would. He knows he has to protect himself. And if there is a quarterback that is going to be sitting in the pocket with the aggressive corners the Titans have, I think the Titans defense can flip that into an advantage Titans, even if it's Jordan Love, who is a much better passer.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's the question they're having to answer. And I think you make the best point. The most important point here is that the main question we're asking, what percentage Jordan Love is better than Malik Willis, may not matter because, again, this is not a must-win situation for them. They're not facing an 0-3 start. They're not playing against a team in the Titans who is a divisional or even a conference opponent. And they do have a very important divisional game next week where if you play Jordan Love in this game, maybe he gives you a better chance to win. Maybe you do win the game. Maybe he looks all right. That's only going to set back his injury timeline. Whether or not he comes out, unscathed, the fact that you put that wear and tear on a recovering ligament, that's going to delay the healing of that ligament. And you're going to want him to be as healthy as possible for that Vikings game. And to the larger point you made, a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, like, let's get him 100% for the back half of October, November, December, January. So that's why I think even if they determine, man, this guy's 80% this week, I still am skeptical that they're going to get him in there. I'm sure he'll want to play. And we could sit here and make the argument that, man, a 75% Jordan Love is definitely a better quarterback than Malik Willis. And if you tell me that they're giving him a clean pocket, I'm going to agree with you that is a better quarterback. I just don't think it's going to matter for them. I don't think the calculus makes sense season long.
Yeah, season long. I don't see how that would. Roz says, I would want to play Love. He's hurt. He will turn the ball over. I mean, you don't know that. Like,
Malik Willis is healthy and he turns the ball over. We've seen that. He does that too.
Yeah. So, and let's get to Brian Callahan on this because, I think how the Titans are preparing is an interesting conversation about this as well. Here's Brian Callahan on both Packers quarterbacks.
To me, it doesn't matter. We have to prepare to go play the Packers offense, whether it's with Malik or with Jordan Love. Schematically, it varies a little bit, but at the end of the day, we have to do our jobs well. We have to execute, be fundamentally sound, if you spend too much time worrying about that part of it, you lose track of what we need to be for our identity and our defense. Certainly, watch plenty of tape on Malik. Be ready for Jordan Love if he somehow ends up playing. We'll be ready for it. But you never just assume in this, that all of a sudden the guy's going to be out or not until you're told he's out. So we'll be ready for both players. Got plenty of film on Jordan from last year and from the first game, and you got film on Malik, and we practiced against Malik, so we know Malik well too. And but again, it's only going to be about how we execute, and I think that's the most important part, is not to get too enamored with who's behind center, but more about how we do our jobs.
I think that point at the end is like the Titans have to focus on the Titans because the Titans have their own problems and they have to get out from their own way. And I think that's more about the Titans offense. The Titans defense is doing its job, but you've got to be able to have the offense not give whoever's at quarterback free points like the Titans have done the last 2 games. And so Tom says, was listening to Malik. He even sounds more professional than Levis does in interviews. I think that's a weird thing, but like Malik is a very professional guy when it comes to being respectful and going through all that. I think Levis is too. Here's Malik Willis when asked about a Titans revenge game narrative on his side of things.
No, I could care less, bro. I think I got paid the whole time I was there, bro. I'm more than blessed for the opportunity they've given me, and they brought me into this league. whether those guys are there or not. You know, that organization, they took a shot on me, Miss Amy, and they did a great job by me, all I'm concerned.
So he's concerned. He got paid. They gave him the chance, and
Malik's
he's here.
A great guy. He's a great guy. We know this. This is no.
Yeah, and Brian Callahan said the same thing. The Titans said that, we thought this was Malik's best chance to be a backup quarterback to get an opportunity.
Do you think this crossed their mind at all, the possibility of this when they sent him off? Like, well, we do play.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, because he was in the first, he's on the schedule. Like, that, you're trading him to a guy on the schedule. There's always something, because Malik is also going to Green Bay with intel of, hey, because if the Titans
That's the biggest thing for me is
right.
that this guy knows exactly what your offense is.
And
he knows the whole thing.
And nobody else knows. Like the Bengals, maybe, the Titans, and now the Packers, because they have Malik Willis. Other than that, we're like, we don't know what to expect from this Titans offense. But that's Malik's job, is to be the best Packers quarterback he can be, which includes giving the Packers all of the Titans notes that he's had in his brain from the last 8 months.
I've always wondered what that looks like when you're the guy on the team. And sometimes you just see it's some random practice squatter that they bring in for the week just to suck them of all the intel that they can get out of them. Because these quarterbacks, very busy lives during the week, many meetings. Are you just pulling double time all week with meeting with coaches? They're just asking you a billion questions. I'd imagine that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what that is. Who is it? Go ahead.
No, finish. Sorry.
Luke Falk, the 6th round pick the Titans had a few years ago by John Robinson, was cut in camp. And then the Dolphins, the week 1 opponent, signed him they had something to do with the roster, but they signed him to the roster to say, all right, man, give us the info. That was right before Mike Vrabel's debut. And
was it a pump and dump? Then they get rid of him the next week?
Well, you have to, if you sign him at that point, you had to keep him for 3 weeks. Minimum.
Okay.
To sign some guy off of a practice squad to a roster.
Oh, off the practice squad.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, that was basically the point there. All right. So, most of the comments are you'd rather see the healthy Malik Willis, which I think is the correct decision here. We'll find out if, honestly, Jordan Love has any shot of playing. He was limited in practice yesterday. Will he be limited today? Most likely. He's wearing a brace. It affects his mobility, all these things. Easton, you did some work yesterday about how you think the Packers can do something. Oh, you got something else first?
Yeah, sorry. Before we move on, I do want to make one point and ask you one question.
Okay,
the point here is that I saw a lot of people yesterday comparing the Love situation. And remember in 22 how much Ryan Tannehill was talking to us about how he's hopeful to get back. He's feeling good. He's close. And it was like 4 weeks that he never got back. That's fair. And my ultimate feeling here is that this is mostly gamesmanship and that the odds of him playing are low. But that was a 34-year-old Ryan Tannehill. This is a very young player. It is different. And also the grade of the tear is different, I'd imagine. My question for you is, before we move off of the Love or Willis topic, we have discussed at length what we think the Titans should want to happen. But bottom line, Austin, what do you think? Like, what are the odds we see Love instead of Willis this week? What do we think is actually going to happen?
I think it's like a 10% chance that Jordan Love plays.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I will be pretty surprised if he plays, and I'll be even more surprised if he plays and doesn't look very hobbled.
Yeah, and you mentioned Joe Burrow last year. The Titans also got the Patrick Mahomes version of coming back from the knee injury in 2019, and the Titans took advantage of that. So I don't think it would be smart if you're the Packers. You're like, I don't care how much you think you can win this game with Jordan Love. Don't put him out there when Jeffrey Simmons is going to not give a damn about his knee and will go eat it. Like Jeffrey Simmons will take a bite out of his MCL and said, now it's a grade 3. Yeah,
that's right.
So look, I think it would be very risky to play Jordan Love. All right, now let's get to the point of what the Packers can do against the Titans, really with either quarterback. But first, I want to tell everybody about our friends at Farm Bureau Health Plans. FBHP.com/ATOZ is where you should go to get better health coverage for a lower rate. It is the best of both worlds. Saw Zach last night at our Survivor premiere party with Sam, and 3 years ago, 3+ years ago, Zach was able to save 20% every month on his health coverage and got a lower deductible, better coverage overall. Did have to pay out of pocket for his dental or dentist visits. I got to have his contacts covered with the vision coverage that Farm Bureau Health Plan supplied him with. So they can do everything for you, regardless of your situation, your age, your stage of life, whatever it may be. Farm Bureau Health Plans has got your back, and they have been doing that for Tennesseans for 78 years. So use our link and get a quote, fbhp.com/ATOZ for Farm Bureau Health Plans. Once again, fbhp.com/ATOZ.
We're also brought to you by BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Sign up today using our bonus code A2Z Sports and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not cover. It's football season, folks, and there's nothing better than watching a Titans win. There's nothing like the thrill of winning at BetMGM on a Titans win. Parlay that happiness with a win from your favorite team and a win for your pocketbook. Enjoy the best parlay selection odds, boosted odds specials, daily promotions, so much more. Download their app, BetMGM. Use our promo code A2Z Sports to get that bonus bet back. And you can make that first bet real bold. You don't have to worry about going 0-1 to start. You can just swing for the fences. Maybe you'll hit big time. If you're looking to bet the Titans this week, we know that the number was sitting right around a field goal until the news yesterday that, you love my play. And folks reacted. It's down to 2. So if you, like Austin and
I saw BetMGM at 1.5. Titans minus 1.5.
It's still falling. So Vegas is hedging for the possibility that Love is back. But if you are like Austin and I and believe, it's going to be Malik Willis, and you don't have faith in Malik Willis, then maybe now is the time to go ahead and get that low number on the Titans over at BetMGM.
All right, Easton. So let's get to this because you did some work on what the Packers did last week against the Colts with Malik. And I think people's automatic jump to conclusion is the Packers cannot run on the Titans like they ran on the Colts. Right?
Yes. That's the gut reaction. And it's fair because if you watched that Colts game, the number one takeaway is, brother, this defense is sorry. I mean, they stink. We're going to talk about this in a couple weeks, but when the Titans face the Colts out of the bye week, win or lose, if they don't tear that defense up, I'm going to start pounding the offensive alarm bell. You can go ahead and write that down because this defense is really, really bad, and particularly against the run. And the Packers knew that. They exploited that. Josh Jacobs carried the ball like 30 times, had I think they had as a team like 250 yards of rushing offense at halftime.
Yeah.
It was gross early. And so Titans fans, seeing that their defense is in a number of statistical categories so far, the number one defense in the league, has been certainly not the problem through their first 2 games. That's kind of been the positive that we're all taking away from this. It's been the narrative. Well, they may beat the Titans, but it's not going to be like that you can't run like that on the Titans. And technically, that's true. You can't exactly run on the Titans the way that they ran against the Packers. But I'm here to push back a little bit on the idea that you can't run on the Titans at all. And I put together yesterday a cut up. It's just a four play sample size out of about 50 run plays the Titans defense has faced this year. And I was accused on Twitter by some of cherry picking. This is not how cherry picking works. I filtered for the 4 explosive run plays they've allowed. I didn't pick these. These are just the math. These are the plays that have gone for 10 or more yards against the Titans running the ball. We're going to play them for you here. By the way, how much film study has been done on the A to Z morning show before the last 2 days? I feel like we've been in the weeds with the film.
Yeah, that's true.
But here we go. Here are the 4 plays. Those of you watching with us live, I want you to let me know in the comments when you can deduce what these 4 plays have in common. So here we go. First play against the Bears. We're going to have a jet handoff, runs wide, finds a lane, gets downfield out of bounds. Chunk play. Next play. Okay, let's see what happens here. Williams, toss wide. Interesting. Okay, finds a lane, gets outside, hurdles a guy. Impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and Quandre Diggs is a very short person. So.
This is true. On to week 2, Jets game. Another toss wide here. Interesting. Gets to the sideline, breaks an ankle tackle, gets way downfield. Big Breece Hall 30-yard gain. Okay, and here's the last one. Braylon Allen in the game. Off the right tackle, gets to the edge. Pay dirt, 20-yard touchdown. So in case you haven't put it together yet, the most success that teams have had against the Titans running the ball is to get wide, folks. If you run to the edges, this Titans team isn't great at setting them. The outside linebackers, the inside linebackers taking tackling angles, finding lanes, the safeties making a play. When you run laterally, this Titans team struggles to defend the run. And I know it's just 2 games, that they can get better, but if I'm the Packers, that is the number one thing I'm writing at the top of my whiteboard this week is, okay, they've got literally 700 pounds of a brick wall on the other side of the interior offensive line, our interior defensive line. We cannot do a traditional run between the tackles run game. It's not going to work. Jeffrey Simmons and Tavondre Sweat are going to stop you. But if we just get going sideways and force Jack Gibbons and Kenneth Murray and Quandre Diggs to make a play on the edge, Arden Key to stop us from getting outside in the first place, that's a winning proposition, frankly.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be their game plan.
So Titans Cal says it's 100% cherry picking. They've allowed some X plays to the outside, but they've also had tons of TFLs that's outside as well. And so look, like it's not cherry picking because you're trying to find out, okay, against the Jets, they had 50% of their rushing yards on 2 plays, both plays outside to the right. And so against, the other 2 times the Titans run defense has gotten beat, it's been to the outside. It's not cherry picking. It's trying to find the solution of the problem. Like they have had plays where they have done a good job on the outside. I remember very vividly Roger McCreary and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. both making fantastic tackles on outside runs behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But still, the only 4 times the Titans run defense has been gashed, it has been the same problem. Not setting the edge and then also not flowing the football and having your second level defenders get reached. That's not cherry picking. That's the results.
It's not cherry picking because I literally didn't pick them. Cherry picking would be me going through the film being like, oh, this was this supports my narrative. Let me do this play. I put into the computer, hey, when the Titans have been run on for 10 or more yards, give me all those plays. These are the 4 that it spit out to me. I didn't remove any. I didn't add any to that data set. This is all of them. So what I'm not here to tell you that they literally cannot defend wide runs. To was it Titans Kyle's point? They have made a couple of nice plays, but when, like you said, when they have failed as a defense to stop the run, it has 100% of the time come on wide run plays. This is a credit to their interior, traditional run game defense. They are a good run defense between the tackles, and they're not statistically a bad one to the outside. But if I'm a team like the Packers that is expecting to have to play Malik Willis, expecting to have to be kind of one-dimensional in this game, expecting to have to run the ball with a strong group of running backs, and we're finding the best way to do that against the Titans defense, it is without question testing their linebackers, testing their outs, Arden Key and these guys that are, Jalen Hare, all these guys on the edge that we think we can beat one-on-one. That's the way you run on this team. And this tape shows you that.
Yeah, and look, Paul says the Titans are 10th in rushing yards allowed in the league, 1st in passing. Yeah, it's the number 1 offense in the NFL through 2 games. Tiny sample size. But if you're talking about 10th in rushing, what percentage of their all rushing yards have come off of 2 plays that gain a total of 50 yards? Probably pretty high, right? So I'm going to play it again because I think the first play is if you're playing against Malik, here's your biggest concern is the first play. Now, there is a personnel difference in this first play because look at it. It is misdirection because watch Jack Gibbons right there in the center of the field between the hashes. He buys so hard on that fake and he is so far away from that jet sweep. And so when you're talking about misdirection, I'll play it again. That is what the quarterback run game zone read is designed to do, is to get your linebackers flowing one way and then being 15 yards away from making that play and not even having a chance. Also, just a super clever, shifty run by DeAndre Swift to set up his block because the Titans had the edge set pretty well.
That's a good run. Yeah.
That's Harold Landry sitting there, keeping his outside shoulder free and extending to the sideline. But DJ Moore, who got that, DJ Moore did a great job of making Harold bite and then quickly shifted the other direction. So with the other plays that you're seeing, there are more direct pitches to the outside where I believe that was Harold got pushed outside and didn't stay strong in the ground and got gashed. Here comes the one to the left side of the defense on this one. That one is Arden Key, got his body turned and was unable to stay positioned there. And the last one for the touchdown, to, once again, the left side of the defense. This looks like Landry, not his fault. That was a good cut and a good run.
Yep.
And the inside linebackers didn't come up to make a play there. So it's not like one guy. Like I saw people be like, oh, Arden Key is ass. Arden Key was in there for one of the 4 plays.
That's right.
Like Jalen Harrell and Harold Landry were the other edge rushers on the 3 other plays. So it's not one guy's fault. It's not just Jack Gibbons' fault because Ernest Jones got reached by a lineman too in those plays. So they have to be better altogether. And I think that's where you're seeing this defense still needing to come together in some areas because they didn't practice together at all throughout training camp.
And to be clear to folks that are pushing back, this is no matter how the Packers run the ball, this is absolutely a much stiffer run defense than they were up against with the Colts last week. The Colts set a very low bar. So I don't expect them, even if they run the most advantageous way they can, to be as successful as they were against the Colts. But this is the way that they're going to want to do it. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to see a lot of this. You're not going to see, 32 dive right up the middle off the center. It's going to be to the edge. And it's not just running the ball, right? I think with Malik Willis, you try to hit those easy buttons. I think you're going to see some toss plays. You're going to see some maybe RPOs, some double reverses, some screen, just a lot of screen plays, that modern style of running the ball where you get the ball into the receiver or the running back's hands at the boundary, avoid the defensive line entirely, and put it on the cornerbacks and the safeties. Let's see how that works when we can block downfield, get a jailbreak screen in there. I think it's going to be a lot of that. And if the Packers offense has a lot of success, I would guess today that it's because they did a lot of those things.
Yeah, another thing too, because Bearded Kuno brings up that Josh Jacobs under 75 yards rushing. Now,
It's bold.
I don't know, because if the Titans can get an early lead, let's just say if the Titans are up 17-0, I don't know.
We have to put it out there. Even can we just?
I'm just saying, if the Titans do get a 2-score lead,
sure.
Well, it really needs to be a 3-score lead because a 2-score lead should not change the Packers offense because they need to do what's going to get them points to make it a 1-score game. But if they can get a 2+ score lead and make the Packers have to speed up, then maybe you can go Josh Jacobs under 75 yards rushing. I don't know what his total is. That probably doesn't come out until tomorrow on BetMGM. But my guess is go over because of volume and because what happened last week with the rookie running back from the Jets, Allen. He is a big boy. His pre-draft comp was, this is the closest body type to Derrick Henry in the draft. Not skill, not player, body type to Derrick Henry. And what happened late in the game? His body type wore down the Titans defense and was able to bust and make a couple runs. Josh Jacobs is a physical runner who has the body type to be able to break a defense down, like Derek did for years, and have big fourth quarters because the defense was tired of tackling it.
Listen, I'll tell Bearded Kuno this. If you can tell me that Josh Jacobs is held to under 75 yards rushing, I'm putting a couple of units on the Titans to win the game. Sure. I think that that's probably a key to the game for this Titans defense. They feel like if they can keep him and the other running backs in this group at bay, they feel very good about winning this ball game.
Yeah, and Pistol Ramsey says that Allen didn't even have that many carries. Yeah, but they just ran the ball a bunch.
They all worked. Yeah, they all worked.
And they all worked for sure. All right, let's get to another topic too before we get to the Magic Bucket, because there is something that we have to address from Will Levis yesterday that I think is a very interesting storyline, because look, we have all been very tough on the Titans quarterback, but going to get to that here in a second. But first, the Bone and Joint Institute is there for you whenever you get hurt in life. boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Whenever you get hurt, you have to go there because they're the best in the mid-state. If you're in Southern Kentucky, Northern Alabama, then the Bone and Joint Institute is also for you too. Right off I-65 and Highway 96, right next to Williamson Medical Center. So it's easy to get to in a hurry. They've also got clinics and rehab facilities across Williamson County and continuing to grow all the resources and the experts under one building. Other places you might have to go to the clinic to see the doc in one location, go get an MRI in a different location, then go have surgery in a third location, and then do a rehab somewhere else. Nope. The bone and joint, it's all in one spot. Or
Perfect.
you can go to rehab if it's like 10 minutes from your house, like me, I think this spring. So Bone and Joint Institute, book an appointment online, boneandjointtn.org.
We're brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas and an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. Sign up today using our bonus code A to Z Sports and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Whether you're cheering on the Titans at the stadium or watching the game at your favorite Music City sports bar, you'll always be able to get in on the action with the BetMGM app right in the palm of your hand. There's nothing better than a Titans win, and there's nothing like the thrill of winning at BetMGM. Enjoy the best parlay selection odds, boosted odds specials, daily promotions, and so much more. Download the BetMGM app today. Sign up using our code A to Z Sports and experience the football season like never before. BetMGM, an official partner of the Tennessee Titans.
All right, Easton, let's play this video from Will Levis because you were at the press conference yesterday. And so I'll ask you after we hear from Levis about what the vibe was around the media after this was said. But here was Levis being asked about the criticism he's gotten the last couple of weeks.
There's criticism that comes obviously when things don't go well. Do you find a way to just kind of shut all that out, things on social media or TV when those types of moments happen?
Yeah, I guess the thing I'm actually doing today is get a new phone number. I don't know how my number got out there to the fans, but I gotten a lot of texts, so that'll be nice to shut that part of life behind me. And I haven't opened social in the last couple of weeks, so yeah, I just think that's the healthiest way to go about it. And yeah, I don't want to or care to see any things that people say about me, and I'm just going to keep chugging along regardless of what they say. So yeah, but it sucks that the world is the way that it is, and looking forward to having some privacy.
It's pretty interesting. That's how that ended. And Kevin says, yeah, leaking his number is ridiculous. And Ken says Titans Nation is savage AF. Like, I don't think you should take that as funny on that. So Easton, what was the vibe at the press conference like? Because that was the end of Levis's press conference, right? Mm-hmm. He moved on, went about his day. And what was it like after he mentioned that his number got leaked out and Titans fans were going after him?
I mean, that part sucks. That's not cool. And I've seen pretty much everybody in agreement on that. So that's good. But clearly there were some folks that felt like it was appropriate to, one, somebody leaked his number. And then two, a number of people decided to leave him a lot of, I'm sure, very loving and supportive text messages, voicemails, the things that probably ruined his ability to use his phone. Not cool at all. Don't do that. It makes you a bad person. Don't do it. The vibe at the press conference was, and this, that was how we ended it. And we were all in agreement, like, man, that sucks. Sorry about that. But the vibe before that was, I don't know. What I told you this morning is he seemed like a guy that really could use a win. And that's not surprising when you're 0-2 and you're the quarterback and you're not an established, this isn't Matt Stafford at 0-2 where it's like, well, I'm still Matt Stafford. No, he's still trying to prove himself as the guy. He knows that he is not on thin ice, but like he's on a limited timeline to prove himself. And so, you never know. Sometimes you can't read too much into that because the guy just had a rough day or they got something else going on in their life that has nothing to do with football that they're thinking about. But it certainly seemed like a guy that is mentally a little exhausted, has a lot on his mind, a lot on his plate, and could really use a win this weekend.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. Yeah, look, and Ken, dude, like you're making yourself look more like an ass than you already have a couple times. If you want to keep on commenting things that make you look ridiculous and terrible, go for it. But that's what you're doing to yourself on your own Facebook profile. But I get, it's just people just got to realize how can we better have a separation of football that sucks. He lost the game. He made the turnovers. He did all this stuff. Versus the I had dinner with Will Levis a couple weeks ago. It was a super pleasant guy. Like Zach and I talked about this.
He's cool.
Very engaging, very great to the other people at the table at the Titans preseason kickoff dinner. I think he's a good person. Like, I think he's doing what he can. So, like, let's not be insane. Like, it's so easy for you guys to make, not you guys, but Ken maybe, to just make every joke you possibly want to make. But I also think that the majority of people that are commenting like, that sucks, I hate it, these are idiots that are doing this, terrible people. So, like, just try to not do that. Like,
this is sports, guys. He's not a terrorist. He's not hurting you or your family. He's not impacting the political climate. He's playing a game for a lot of money. Leave the man alone.
Criticism is fine. Like,
sure.
me saying that I think he had a poor choice of words the week after the Bears game, because he has the opportunity and the consequences of the team on his shoulders, and he could potentially get $60 million a year if he does it right. Like, that's kind of what comes with the position. Like, criticism's fine, but whenever you make it to go personal, it's just
imagine you and your day job screw up big time, and we all do something really dumb from time to time, and then you have to go home and your phone, you can't use your phone because it's blowing up people telling you that you're not just a loser for messing up, but like, saying terrible things, go die, we hate you. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, for sure. All right. That's it for on that side. Let's go ahead and have some fun. This is going to be Easton's debut.
Fun? Is that what this is?
Oh, yeah. It's fun for me and fun for people watching.
Okay.
It might be bad for me. I don't
you
know
have
what
to
I'm
pull too, right? We both have to pull. Is that how this works?
But we are both pulling the Magic Bucket. This is Easton's debut of the Magic Bucket. Here we go. And shout out to our friends at Wilson County Hyundai. If you want a new car, need a new ride, go make Wilson County Hyundai a part of that process. Say hey to Payne Bone for us in Lebanon, or go check them out online at boneandjointtn.or. I'm sorry, Bone. That was weird. WilsonCountyHyundai.com.
There it is.
I was up later than normal last night because of Sam's Survivor premiere party. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to pull for Easton first. Oop, something fell out. I'll just make that it.
Great.
Easton's debut. This is pretty easy.
Oh, good.
You're going to get eased into the Magic Bucket.
Good.
What's one thing you wish you could do as a talent? Like, what's one talent you wish you had that you cannot do? Like, for example, as you think, I've had this, and so now I think we can retire this one.
Okay.
I can't sing at all. I can't tune. I am tone deaf. A lot of stuff, right? But I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could just sing on an average level to where I would embarrass myself by like anything. So, what is a one talent you wish you had?
Well, it's not that one because I'm a good singer. But there are plenty of things that I cannot do that I wish I could do. Do these have to be like real talents? Like the first thing I went to is I wish I could be one of those people that could literally just eat anything and it wouldn't matter.
No, that doesn't count.
I know. So that's a little.
That's not a talent. That's
a real marketable talent that I wish I had.
Yeah.
I mean, just like being super athletic is also lame. Everybody wishes they were more athletic than they are, unless you're like a professional athlete. So I don't know. I wish I was somebody that just had a real knack for like playing the stock market. When I look at like stocks and stuff, like it looks like Chinese to me. I don't get it, but I know people that get it. They make a lot of money, and I wish I could do that. So that's probably the one that I wish I was way more financially literate than I am.
Okay. Well, the good thing is you have time to do that.
This is true.
Yeah.
But I have to like want to do that, and I just don't. It sounds boring.
For sure. Boring until it's not boring, and it's very beneficial. All right.
Sure.
For me, I can't tell if I don't remember if I've had this. What is the best appetizer of all time?
Of all time.
I don't know if I've had this or not.
Don't draw another one if you
I don't remember my answer, so that's telling me that I haven't had it. Best appetizer, chips and queso.
That's it. Just a staple. Go to.
Yeah, because
nothing fancy.
No, nothing fancy. Chips and queso. Like you're just gonna eat. Like usually it's free or on the house. A part of the queso not. Maybe,
queso not right.
Yeah, but chips and queso. Because
is there a weird appetizer where if you come across it on the list, you're like, oh, they have that? I'm getting that.
I'm not an apps guy like I used to be.
Okay. I wasn't.
Oh,
into fried
wait,
pickles,
no.
and then now I'm super into fried pickles. That's kind of my go-to right now.
Fried pickles was my jam in college.
Mhm.
Also, cheese beans or bings, depending on if you went to the University of Tennessee and when you went to OCI or Goalpost Tavern
Okay.
or whatever else it was called, then cheese bings, which is like the fried.
Jerry said you've had this, and you said the cheese beans before.
Okay, so I have had it. Yeah,
Yeah.
from Corner Pub, which I actually
go.
had recently. So I will pull another one because I
Okay.
already have. Because that's right. Now that I said that, I do remember. When did we have those? We had those like Sunday after the Titans game. Went and got some cheese wings. Ah, damn it!
What is it?
Oh, I have done this too. Thank God.
What is it? I'm just curious.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, dang it! Was it bad?
It's not fun.
Okay.
It's uncomfortable, and you have to do it on a show.
Oh, okay.
What's the worst job I've ever had?
Mm.
We're getting low.
We need a writer's room to figure out some new magic bucket ideas.
Well, you can do that. You can come up with 15 things. We'll talk about it after the show. Worst job I've ever had. There was a temp job I had one time in high school where I had to go clean out a office building that had a significant plumbing leak.
Oh,
It wasn't like gross, it was just water.
oh, okay.
But it was
You should have played that up. You should have just acted like it was.
it wasn't like nasty.
There.
But yeah,
Chat wants you to say being your boss.
being
That's the worst job you've had is being our bosses.
Oh, no, that's been rewarding. Having to clean out that office building and like tear out like the ceiling panels, the drop ceiling panels that were all like rotted and molded.
Oh, and this was college, you said? When was this?
High school.
Okay.
High school summer.
Gross. That stinks. The worst job I ever had was somebody, a parent of a friend of mine at school in high school, really wanted all the leaves in their yard like bagged up one fall. And I was like, how?
Did I freeze or did he freeze? Easton freezed. Easton freezed. Okay, I wasn't sure if I freezed or if Easton freezed. But I don't know if he's going to come back. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up on that. He won't tell us that because maybe he'll get that in the magic bucket. All right, hit that like button too while you're at it. Please like the show before you go on Facebook and on YouTube. And Sam will be back tomorrow morning on a Friday. And also, Buck Rising is live again tonight for A to Z Sports Primetime. Go watch Survivor Episode 1 if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys later on. Appreciate it as always.